Hello, everybody. So I'm just going to show you some how to set up one way of studying the annual chart for somebody using all the charts that I explained about in the previous video. I hope you watched that annual charts, the other annual charts video. So this is like annual charts 2. So if we start with the page. Now, last time I used mainly the North Indian chart, so I'm going to switch this to South Indian. So we just right-click here and go to Change All Charts on page 2, South. So then we're going to use these 4 spaces. You know, if you want to set up your page with a certain number of spaces across and down, just click the page wizard, which is this button with the little wand. And you can set the horizontal and vertical units like that. You can turn the grid on and off here. This shows grid, and then there's a fine grid you can turn on. But the easiest way of dealing with that is to use these buttons here. Turns the grid off and on, and this turns the fine grid on. Fine grid means you can just put it anywhere, see? And you can, using the page wizard, you can control even the number of the amount of space between the green lines, as well as things like the amount of space between the charts. So you've got a lot of control. So anyway, once you switch off the grids, then you can't drag things. So it stops you accidentally messing up your page. That's a good advantage. So when you want to move things around, turn the grid on. And if it's a regular grid, then it swaps. So you have to drag it far enough so it'll swap to the next slot. You cover up something and you haven't saved the page, then it's still there underneath. All right. So we're going to put a Varshphal chart here. No special order really, but Varshphal is the sun, so we'll do it first. And then we choose a year. So we'll go with 2024. Oops, I'll click the cancel button. So we're going to put a Varshphal chart here. And we want 2024, and we click OK. Then we're going to put the Tithi Pravesh here. TP 2024. And the Yoga Pravesh, YP. See, YP is also, in charts, it means the yogi point. But for searching, it also brings up the Yoga Pravesh chart. And then in the Nakshatra Pravesh, I might switch the buttons. We'll have to decide on that. So this is the 4 charts that we want to use. And this is the natal chart and the natal dashas. I mean, you can have anything you like, and you can make the page any size you like. So there's no limitation on the things you can put there that you want to study. But just for the sake of this discussion, I thought the natal chart is really important, and the dashas is also of great interest. So this gives us a chance to study of course, he's not alive anymore. Probably we should be using somebody from a more recent, but I don't want to comment on the lives of some living person because, it's their private life. I don't want to do a public lecture about it. So anyway, we could have picked some year in Albert Einstein's life, but we're just simply showing you the techniques here. So the Varshphal chart is mainly to show what happens during the year to your general vitality, your status, that kind of thing. The Tithi Pravesh is more relationship-oriented, so something like marriage, children, we'd see it in that. The Yoga Pravesh is just how integrated your life is. Is it all falling apart? Is it holding together according to your karmas? And the Nakshatra Pravesh shows the kind of dynamism. Is there a lot of change happening? It's also very strongly related to psychology, but the mind is a very fast-moving part of our existence. So that's why the 2 things are essentially the same, really. So suppose we're interested in this year, but we're also interested in how things change next year. So the way to deal with this is you just click, and then you can, the easiest way, I mean, you can do many things, but if you just click +1, you'll see it says all Varshphal and Tithi Pravesh, that means all the Pravesh will appear on the page, that are on the page. You can increase it by 1 or decrease it by 1. And this happens instantly. If something happens instantly, it says instant on this dialog. Otherwise, you have to click done to make it happen. But because in this case, you may want to move several years, why would you want to have multiple clicks? It'd be tedious. So here we click 1, and you see everything's gone to 2025. And then you can click 1 and everything's 2026. So this is one way of studying somebody's life over a series of years. It's, you know, and what we learned in the last video was how to pinpoint quickly the main things in these 4 charts, because they're all related to the Panchanga, and the Panchanga is giving us the lords of these different elements. So we really primarily just need to see that planet. Primarily, of course, there are a whole lot of detail on each chart, but for a quick analysis, we want to see the lord of that part of the Panchanga in the appropriate annual chart, and that will give us a clue about whether there's something of great importance happening during that particular year. So you can go forward and backwards, -1, -1, -1, like this. So that's mainly what I wanted to show you. This is one further little tip, is that once you've selected one of these, or both of these, let's say, then they will appear in the favorites. So the favorites are the things that you've recently selected. And that's very convenient, because instead of having to search for something, you just click the heart button, and there it is sitting waiting for you. And of course, you can make this thing real small, so you can be seeing what's on the screen. I mean, just put it somewhere where you're not particularly needing to look at, and you can be playing with the years, you see. +1, -1, like this. So it gives you a very powerful, well-organized system for studying annual charts. And the other table you want probably is one of the Panchanga tables. So if you do this, Panchanga Lords, so this is a very good thing. It shows all the lords. This is what you have to see in these charts. So of course you can have more stuff on the page. You don't have to be restricted to this 3x2 format. If you go to the format menu, you see there's a few pre-programmed choices. Say we choose 3x3, then you've got room for some more things. We can put some dashas, we can put some other charts, whatever we want. When you click more, you get back into the page wizard. So you can go anywhere up to 10x10. You've got a big monitor, a TV, you can use 10x10. All right, thank you very much. Enjoy. I hope you have all success with this technique. And don't forget that, you know, if you have a regular spiritual practice, like yoga, then it'll be better than you expect. There'll still be some bumps, but much less serious generally. Okay, enjoy.